Hey everybody, it's Mark, and I'm back with another LEGO City update. This week, I actually need your help. Well, I always need your guys' help, but this week I really need your help because I really want to focus on that Ninjago Land because it's really bothering me. So we're going to take a quick look at that in a minute. Um, if you haven't watched the latest Instagram video or I did a YouTube short or any of that stuff, we do have trains rolling now in the city, which is super exciting. It's always been a long process for me to do that, and I'm really glad that I finally got them rolling. The loop is complete. I'll actually show you the return loop on the back side when we go to the back of the layout here. But in the meantime, let's get to that update. Well, we're breaking with tradition, and I'm not starting in the downtown area of the layout this time. Instead, we're starting in the back of the layout. So you can see if I lift up the camera here, that's the downtown, which we usually cover first, but nothing's really changed there. So I just figured we go right to the back here, and I can show you the centerpiece for this new little area right here, and that is this botanic garden. Now, this is a friend set. It's still available. This is an awesome set. It's a little incomplete if you just buy one of them, but if you get two of them, you can do that. And this is actually 2.5, I would say, because I actually put a full back on it. So, you know, but you can fudge that a little bit if you don't want to buy 3 sets. But really cool addition to the layout. I love the colors, the detail. It's almost like modular-esque, I feel. It just needs a few little bits and pieces where you could maybe turn that into like a full-scale modular. It certainly fits in here with these mini modulars all along here, which I've kind of shuffled around a little bit since I have this new centerpiece right here. We're still trying to figure out what to do in the front area here. I was thinking maybe a canal might be nice, something along those lines. But then I run into issues of, well, I might have to like raise up all these little mini modulars, or I could have steps down. I don't know. It's still kind of bugging me. And then also integrating this little bit right here in the middle, you can see where, we can zoom in. So there is a waterfall, and I did preserve a little bit of the lake that comes with the Botanic Garden set. But if I did a canal, I would love it to go, you know, almost the whole length and incorporate that waterfall into the canal somehow. Not quite sure how to do that. If y'all have any ideas, let me know in the comments. Because I'm kind of, I gotta noodle that one around in my head for a little bit. I'm not quite sure exactly how we're gonna do that. Now, I did say I'd show you the return loop, and actually this gives you a little bit of the behind the scenes look of the layout as well, because this is a kind of an unfinished area. So this is it right here. So this leads out to the front area of the layout where the sidings are in the passenger station. The return loop goes right here underneath. These are those adjustable furniture legs that I talk about. You can readily get those on Amazon. They're very inexpensive. They come in different heights. These particular ones are 6 inches tall. And then with the adjustment, I think you can get maybe like 3/4 of an inch of height to fine tune it to get your upper platforms level, but also to get the height correct for the trains. Now, a couple of notes and a couple of things to think about if you're going to incorporate trains into your layout. As I just mentioned, the height. Depending on the trains that you want to run, they may or may not clear these platforms, especially if you're doing the raised road beds for the track like you see here, because this is basically like a brick high at this point. So you have to keep that in mind. And so I'm constantly testing the different trains that I have that I want to run on the layout to make sure I have enough clearance through all these areas. Same thing for the tunnel portals, because they do tend to be a little bit lower because you want to disguise the edge of the upper wooden platform or whatever you're using for the platform. So keep that in mind, is the height is a really important consideration. Also, the accessibility. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you it very well, but the loop part of the return loop is fixed. It's 30 inches deep because that is a standard R40 return loop Lego train track. There's not a whole lot you can do with that. However, as soon as the loop ends, and you can barely see it, let's see if I zoom, if you can see it a little bit more. You can kind of see it. You'll see that the straightaway right here starts to go back towards the front of the table. Now, the advantage to that is if you eventually get the inevitable, when you get the inevitable derailment in your train, it makes it way easier to reach back there to fix it, because you just can pop off the wall platforms that go in the front here, which you've seen on the front side of the layout many, many times. Those are all removable. You pop those off, you reach your hand in there and fix the train. So keep that in mind. I mean, you could just have the loop be a traditional, an oval all the way. You may or may not have some reach issues with that. So just things to think about. And then actually what it does, it's almost like a figure eight, but it just doesn't cross over. But it actually, so it bends back towards the middle of the layout over here. And then it goes back out for the return loop on that end as well. Or like a bow tie. I guess that's probably the best way to describe it, is it's a bow tie. So looking quickly over here, this is where things start to get a little dicey. I am excited. I cannot wait for the Bricklink Designer Program, the old engine shed set. I pre-ordered that. Should be coming, I don't know, in July, I think, maybe, if we're lucky. That's going to go right here. I have 2 sidings for additional train storage, because you can never have too many trains in the layout, right? And that engine shed's going to be on one of these sidings, probably the far one. And so super excited about that as well. The mountains, nothing's changed here yet. Disney Castle's still kind of sitting precariously here, along with the Disney train station. Again, haven't quite figured out what we're going to do in this area. One thing I'm thinking is either the Disney Castle, which doesn't really fit the theming of the city layout, or maybe the Avengers Tower could possibly go right here, because the Avengers Tower is so tall and the Disney Castle is so tall, it actually won't clear this shelf right here. So it can't go under the shelf, but the platform sticks out enough right in this area here where I could put one of those potentially there. I don't know if it's too close to the mountains though, because having such a massive building with the mountains will detract from the epicness of the mountains. So it's all the thoughts that go on my head. But let's not waste any more time and let's take a look at this Ninjago Land. Okay, so this is the high level, like 40,000 foot view of this area. I just threw all the Ninjago sets and a few Monkey Kid sets on here. This is not in any stretch of the imagination what I'm envisioning it's going to look like, although it is kind of busy and cool, you know, but with all the colors. I just don't know if, I just don't know. So a few things to note with this area, and I'm going to go through it with you. So this is a narrower tabletop than in the past. It's not 30 inches. It's about, it's a little bit more than 20, but it's not quite 30. So let's split the difference. Let's say it's 25 inches or maybe 24. So that's the depth that we have to deal with. The length is also not terribly lengthy. It's about 4 feet, let's say. So we got that little area here. We also have this area. So this table here is actually quite long, and it's also 24 inches deep. You can see this is how it carries over into the mountain area and then over into the main city. Again, I haven't decided what exactly we're going to do with this area. There's a bit of an opportunity here as well, I feel. The mountains will probably get rebuilt at some point because they just kind of don't fit with the new flow of the way things are laid out. And that's okay. But Ninjago Land. So, as you know, there's 4 Ninjago, I call them modulars, but there's 4 main core sets in Ninjago. You have Ninjago City, you have the gardens, you have the docks, and then you have the markets. Also, I think as a huge part of that is the Temple of Erijitsu, which this was like the set that kicked it all off for Ninjago, for me at least. So I have this set as well. I have the Monkey Kid, oh gosh, I forget. This is like the city. What's it called? It's the Mega, you guys will let me know. It's like the Mega City thing. I have that as well, which also felt that fit kind of the theming for the Ninjago Land. And then of course, this is the Temple of the Ultimate Weapon, which I've kind of modified just a little bit. Again, feel like that fits perhaps over towards the mountainy area, maybe up on the mountain. I don't know. And then, of course, we have tons of little, you know, stalls, booths, shops, all kinds of little accessories and things that go along with all of this. Now, another thing that I'll note back here, which I haven't quite figured out. So you'll notice that there are shelves here. This is the old back corner, so there's shelves with display and whatnot. Immediately behind the layout, so I do have a little alcove back there. So there is space to expand out that way. Now I was thinking maybe just like a nice mountain facade wall, maybe something like that, you know, and then at that point, you know, hey, Hogwarts up on the hill up here, if I made that all one hill, something like that might kind of work, right? I don't know. I'm kind of half kidding, but kind of not as I'm thinking about it. As far as the Ninjago area goes though, what do you all think? A few things. So the city and the gardens are really tall, so I think they should be in the back. I also really like having, I consider these the fronts because this is where most of the detail is on both of these sets. So I really don't want to put them like back to back or side to side or like turn the city this way so that they're back to back, because then you're never going to see any of the detail of, or most of the detail of it. So I kind of like it offset a little bit. The docks, as you know, this has been a struggle for many of us over the years because it's really a two-sided modular. This arguably is the front, but then you also have the wonderful backside, which has all that phenomenal dock detail, which you can kind of see as I get the high angle view here. The markets, on the other hand, is really just a forward facing. So this is the front. So the markets can kind of go in the back. So that's kind of where we're at. And then of course we have, you know, this Monkey Kid set, which is kind of massive and built out pretty big, but again, not really sure. Maybe this might go over more this way, over towards the mountains over here. And then that Temple of Air Jitsu, which I really love. And I really kind of want that to be a focal point. However, it is hollow on the backside. So again, you kind of want to tuck it in against a wall or in a corner or something like that to kind of get the flow of everything. Now, I don't know. So that's where I'm at. I think I have enough space if I wanted to put all 4 of the Ninjago modulars in a row. I think I could do that. And maybe that's the approach to take, is maybe, you know, the gardens here, the docks, the market, the city. Again, if I turned it, you're going to see kind of like the back ugly side of it, not the front pretty side. But maybe that could just stay offset with a canal in between them. And this is good because this kind of shows you my thought process as I go through this. And ultimately what'll happen is I'll just start shuffling and moving things around, probably posting pictures, asking your guys' opinions on Instagram and things like that as well, just to kind of dial it in and see exactly what it is that, you know, looks best or works best for this area. Because I want it busy, but also I want it so that you can see everything and enjoy all the wonderful details that these sets have. So what do you think? Any ideas, thoughts, comments, crazy ideas? Take Ninjago Land, put it over here? No, I don't think I want to do that because I do like the mountain area. But, you know, again, I don't know. I'm open to suggestions. You know, or Ninjago Land over here somehow. I don't think it'll fit though. There's not enough room. And I do like having extra room for future modulars as I go this way. So that's kind of where we're at. Let me know what you think. And with that, it's another LEGO City update. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for all the feedback and comments. Once again, I really appreciate all of you. Couldn't do this without you. And it's true. This community is wonderful, and all of the support and ideas and suggestions and inspiration that I get from each and every one of you inspires me to keep doing what I do. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye.